2021-22 Women's Basketball Preview Show. I'm here with head coach Jeremy Thompson, and from the minute I came here, you've been so excited for this season, giving me ideas how to promote it. It's finally here Friday against 12th ranked Middlesex Community College. I mean, you're just ready and rearing to go.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think it's been a long time. We haven't played a game since March of 2020, and we have unfinished business. Of course, we're fortunate where we have a returner who obviously was a key part of that. So we have a little bit of leadership in that sense. But we've been working out, and the preseason has been fun. We've been challenged. We were fortunate enough to play a lot of tough preseason teams to give us a look at kind of where we are and what we're doing. But I think the most exciting thing is these kids getting to suit up when it matters and to open the season against the top 15 team in the country. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better challenge or something to get up for than that opportunity.
We're going to go right into the schedule, then we'll talk to some of the new personnel on your squad. But yeah, you said top 15 team, and your first two games are against ranked teams, including a rival in the Bronx, the Caymans of Hostos. Just talk about that, and then let's go down the line too. UConn Avery Point is ranked here in the preseason, and of course you just scrimmaged, but you'll face them later in the year. A good friend of yours, the head coach, he built a monster at PMCC, and Ben Newberg and Sullivan. So you're definitely going to have the challenges this year.
Yeah, I don't really look too far ahead in the sense of like our region opponents or anything like rivalries yet. That's not a focus for me. I think that we're going to go day by day. We have a bunch of top-ranked teams in the first month of our schedule. We got to play UConn Avery Point twice. We've got to play Hostos. We've got to play Nassau. We've got to play Middlesex. So I think the challenges are certainly there, and it's a good way to get battle tested early on in the year. It's definitely a good way to gauge where we're at. I think they're ready. I think they're ready to compete. They've proven they can compete on both sides of the ball throughout the season. We had a great scrimmage with Queens College to finish off the preseason where we really showed our defensive skill and defensive effort. I think there's always things that you can work on, and I think that's why we're going to continue to prepare. But I don't think there's a better way to start a JUCO season after sitting for a whole year and get a shot at some of the top teams in the country. Don't matter which team it is, but I think it's an excellent opportunity for them. It's an excellent opportunity for us as a team. We talk about how we do things the express way. That's our motto, and I think that we set ourselves up for a challenge, and now it's time to walk right into it, walk right into the fire, and let's get it going. I'm ready to go.
I've known this about you from the moment we met, and I do know, reading about your program at previous stops, you're a heck of a recruiter. So obviously hasn't been an issue putting a roster together. But sometimes it is a challenge. This year, obviously, there were a little bit more requirements than in the past. I mean, we know obviously when it comes to compliance and making sure people are admitted, that's a challenge. But there were a few others this year. And how'd you navigate through that?
I don't think the issues were compliance or pandemic related. I think it's just strictly finding the right fits. This is the third year of the program. We've had kids that came here in the first year and opened the doors for even more kids to come, and we've changed the narrative of kind of what the program is all about. We've got a great new staff that's been here for 2 years, and Robert Dunn, Jariah Johnson, Antoine Parks, and Ashley Martin all have a high level experience in this game. So I think the recruiting part was, that for us has always been, I don't want to say it's never easy. Hasn't been easy for any JUCO team in the country, but I think it's also based on how you communicate and what you're looking for. And, I think we found some great pieces across the board at different positions. I think with there being a lot of transfers that we're looking to move around after the pandemic, we really did a great job in that area. Obviously, Tariah Bryan is a big transfer for us from Tallahassee, coming back home to New York. Maggie Triori coming over from Hostos, but having been at Paris Community College where she was, a really tough post player. She's been really tough. And I think that those transfers also bring a level of maturity. And I think they bring, they combine with some of the young talent we have in returning sophomores who still have 2 years. It's there. The level of play is high. The competition is high. I think that just more importantly, we've got to make sure that everything we do consistently. And, the efforts in recruiting were consistent, which is why we have a consistent roster. And now it's there's another recruiting class for next year, but right now the focus is these two classes, making sure they play, making sure they get in, get out, have the opportunity to move on, and then in the process we're trying to win some games.
You went through a lot of the new talent coming in, but you do have a lot of leadership, at least that returns from previous season, and Rama Diallo. Talk about what she brings to this squad, because she knows about the culture here, and it's always important. The talent's one thing, but culture is another key to the fit, and how has she helped in that regard?
Rama's great. I mean, Rama was here in the first year that I took over at Monroe with, and we had some extremely talented players on that team, and she was great. She actually came out of having a great soccer season here at Monroe, and then came straight into basketball and made an impact right away. She's been through this. She understands the expectations. She understands kind of what needs to be done to prepare correctly. She is a great mentor. I think that she's been able to, the class that's been here that hasn't played yet, she's been able to help that class, most importantly, kind of develop into returners without having played. So you're seeing a lot of leadership from her, but also you're seeing a lot of leadership from our sophomore class, which, although they have another year, there are players there that have stepped up and worked really hard. I think that you can certainly, I think the list goes on. This team has a lot of great leaders, and I think that, leadership we can have somebody step up at any time. Like, we don't have it that defined, you're the only person that can lead here. There are leaders scattered across this whole team, and I think that is, what makes us competitive. And I think that Rama is obviously, she's in a position where she has the wisdom and the knowledge of what a 30-game season looks like, how to stay healthy, how to practice, how to prepare, how to take care of your body. So with her being able to share that experience, I think it's helped everybody overall.
Coach, thanks for joining us, and really look forward to the season.
Yeah, me too, and I appreciate you having me, and I hope we get a good turnout for next Tuesday at home following the men's game. So we get to play in prime time, 8 o'clock against Essex Community College, coming out from Newark. So we're looking forward to that, as I'm sure they are, and just inching towards Friday. So we'll be there and we'll be ready to go. So I appreciate you having me and taking the time. And I think more importantly, the focus needs to shift to our players and everything that they've contributed and the effort they're putting in. And the credit goes to them now. They prepared correctly. They've done everything they have to do, and now it's their time to show off and show out.
And obviously, too, just to let you know, all games this year will be streamed on the Monroe Express YouTube site, and it will start against Essex Community College, primetime, 8 o'clock on Tuesday, November 9th. Coach, thanks for joining me.
Thank you, John. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.